What's up, ladies and gentlemen, the Pork Chopper here, and I've woken up today still not believing that The Last of Us 2 has been announced, not only announced, but having an actual proper trailer for it. I'm still in quite a bit of shock, as The Last of Us, the original game, is definitely one of my favourite games of all time. After watching the trailer, and they did a PlayStation Experience interview, Neil Druckmann, Ashley Johnson who plays Ellie, and Troy Baker who plays Joel, they did an interview and they put more information out there. So what I'm going to do basically today, as quickly as possible, is go through the trailer and look through there, all the details, and add on what they said from the interview. So basically everything we know about The Last of Us 2 so far, and then kind of give my opinions on where I feel the story is going to go and my general opinions about the trailer itself. So basically you can see, as we start off, you can see the trees, and the second this happened I knew it was The Last of Us. The graphics, the feel of it, it was just like, yep, this is The Last of Us. As we pan out slowly, you can see there's the car, which I've played The Last of Us to know that that is a Last of Us car, the kind of the way it is. Even though this is 4 to 5 years after The Last of Us took place, this does feel like Tommy's Dam kind of area, the way with the cabins and the woods. It feels very similar to that kind of look. And also this is much more of a rural area. In The Last of Us we had a lot of urban areas, and I really wished we had more wilderness in the game. So hopefully this game kind of expands that, especially we're going to have a lot more open areas, something we saw in Uncharted 4. So hopefully there is a lot more wilderness in this game and just a lot more nature at rest, which I think would be great. Now as we go into the actual Naughty Dog logo, you can, at this point we thought the trailer was over. The way they really slowed it down, it's like that was the teaser, but then it continues on as we see here who is Ellie. Now at the time I wasn't sure if this was Ellie or not. The way that of course the camera angles were perfectly placed, so we really didn't know. One thing I do definitely notice is that the tattoo on the arm covers her bite. Now I didn't realise this straight away, but then I think a few people picked it out and I was like, oh yeah, that, and it's something that kind of goes on with this trailer, is that she's trying to hide who she is. And I think that kind of makes sense with, she has this cure in her, and I think a lot of people want to try to get to this cure. She's some sort of prize now. So putting the tattoo there means she has AIDS, as you can see in a bit. She is now 19 years old, and you also can see she can play the guitar, which Joel promised her at the end of the first game. So that's quite nice indeed. So you can see she's playing, and you can see the tech on her, which looks amazing. They actually confirmed that they do have new performance capture and a general updated engine for this time, which is the first time really since Uncharted 1 they've really fully updated their engine. But apparently within Sony's group, meaning all the Sony first party studios, she has the most advanced character model, being Ellie. I mean, this may change over the course of the few years since the game comes out, but that's pretty impressive. As the scene moves on, we can see that Joel is coming into the picture. Now at the start you don't know if it's Joel or not, but as time goes by, the way they beautifully shine the light on his beard for a second and his general chin, you think that's so Joel. But one thing I want to definitely take out of this is that this reminds me a lot of the actual reveal of the original The Last of Us. The way they're in some sort of hotel room or motel, and the way they've just killed a bunch of hunters on the floor. And I will skip to the original reveal of The Last of Us, and you can see even the hand. Both times there's a hand there which is just blood all over and everything. But this time, in the first game, it was a lot more about love and life and passion to save each other. And even though it's very dark and grounded, the world of The Last of Us, it still had that you are learning about this beautiful world, as kind of Ellie does as well, and it has that beauty to it. This game, and I don't know how they've done it, feels a lot darker. The way they kind of don't care about that anymore. They're serious. It's surreal now. This story is picking up the pace. As it says, this is the second part of their story. The story is now picking up the pace. Even Neil Druckmann said in the interview the first game was about the love and the two characters and the world. This game, as you find out with Ellie wanting to kill everyone of something or other, which we'll get to in a bit, this game's more about hate. Which is quite a scary thing to think about, that Ellie is older, and that's quite worrying in its sense. And also, if you didn't know, you actually play as Ellie in this game. As you can kind of see in this trailer, it really focuses on her. We actually don't see Joel's full face. It's all about Ellie. So something has happened to Ellie, something's been revealed to her, and she wants revenge or something. Of course, Joel will go to the world's end with her. So clearly he's there with her. One thing I was worried about was when they said we were going to be playing Ellie. It feels like this Ellie's a complete different Ellie to the end of the first Last of Us. And if I were to jump in and straight away playing this Ellie, I would feel like there would be two completely different characters, to be honest. So I hope the start of the game pretty much picks off where the first one ends. I think that'd be really cool if they had the ending cutscene of the first game as the start of the second game. I think that would be awesome. I hope the next 4 or 5 years of their journey is given to us within the first few hours of the game, so I understand Ellie's pain and what they're actually doing, and I connect to Ellie on that level, as Naughty Dog are so brilliant at doing. So I really hope they give us that, so then I can connect to this Ellie, because right now I know this is Ellie, I love Ellie, but there's a bit of awkwardness there, where I'm like, I don't really know what to bring of this. But anyway, that's how the trailer ends, and of course, there's a few little sneak things. As I say now, we're going through the actual original Last of Us reveal trailer. You can see the exact similarities. They killed the hunters and they're kind of surviving in this sense, but Ellie's of course a completely different person now. You actually can see in the window of the actual Last of Us 2 reveal, that window is very similar to the main menu, which I think is a nice little hint there, which is pretty cool. Now, they've also released a lot more information, which I'm going to kind of spitfire here. The first thing was, the big discussion is when to actually show The Last of Us. The thing is, they actually had they actually acted out this trailer 1.5 years ago now, and the general discussion of The Last of Us 2 has been around for 2.5 years now. They just wanted to find the right story as much as we want the correct story, so do they, and they really want to make sure they had it right. And the fact is, they almost gave up until Neil finally found the perfect story, and Ashley and Troy of course were instantly on board, and they've been working on it ever since. That means it's not very close to release at all. In fact, they say they have some sort of release date in mind, not an exact release date, but a window. But they don't want to show it, of course, due to what Uncharted 4 was. That game got delayed over the course of 6 months, and a very painful thing for fans, so they're kind of going to shut up until they have some more confirmation, hopefully at E3 or later on they give us something of that. For when we're going to see the game again, they actually said, Neil Druckmann said in a blog post, that they're going to reveal more in the upcoming months. Now, of course, this mostly means E3, and I'm guessing we're going to get some sort of gameplay trailer, which is going to be actually fantastic to see. And personally for me, when do I think we're actually going to see The Last of Us 2 being out? At the earliest, I think the late 2018 is the target, early 2019 if pushed back. I feel this is correct. It would have been around 2.5 years since Uncharted 4 was finished. They're also working on Uncharted The Lost Legacy, which seems to be quite bigger than we all expected, which I'm making a video on right now. It may already be out or will be out today, or being Sunday or tomorrow Monday, so definitely check out for that if you are an Uncharted fan as well. So it depends when The Lost Legacy is finished as well, so all the team can move on to this. But it seems this game hasn't been in much development time, but the story and the music, which by the way Gustavo is coming back to compose the second game. As you saw in the trailer, there's right at the start, if you rewatch it, right at the start was a bit of music, and at the end was like the main theme of The Last of Us reworked a bit. So overall, that's really all they give us, which is actually quite a bit more of information than I expected us to get. It gives us a lot of, ideas and concept of what's happening. The idea that the Fireflies maybe came back, destroyed Tommy's, dam, and then, they've been hunting Ellie down with a new villain of sorts, part of the Fireflies, and Ellie wants to track them down, while Ellie's still not knowing that Joel lied to her. Maybe that's the main climax of this second game, if it is going to be the last game or not, that Ellie finally realises she's gone through all this horrible shit to get there, and then she suddenly realises Joel lied to her, and everything she's done pretty much has been worthless. And for me, that would be kind of an insane moment. And what happens if she tries to kill Joel? Or that's something to definitely think about once we get more information on the game with a gameplay trailer or something. But anyway, guys, that's it for today's episode. Like I said, I'm going to be doing an Uncharted The Lost Legacy, one where I kind of talk about that and all the information on that. So if you want to check around for anything Naughty Dog related, because they seem to be killing it at the moment, then stick around. I'll catch you guys later.